Imagine the weight of every dollar you spend on marketing, sinking into thin air, vanishing without a trace of real impact. The sting of watching your brand drown in noise, while billion-dollar companies seem to breathe effortlessly, commanding attention like gods. This isn't luck. It's not magic. It's a hidden language, a choreography of strategy and soul that those brands refuse to reveal, yet it's what separates the titans from the rest of us scrambling in the dark. Somewhere inside, you know that your marketing feels stuck, tired, and painfully unoriginal because it's trying to play by rules that weren't made to set you free. Those rules are cages. They whisper comfort, but choke your fire. Now, imagine breaking free, not by chasing fleeting trends or borrowing tired tactics, but by pulling back the curtain on the raw, fierce ways billion-dollar brands really approach marketing. This is no smooth sales pitch. This is the blueprint for tearing down illusions and unleashing a new kind of power. Because the problem isn't just your ads, your content, or your channels, it's everything around them. The system you've been handed was designed to make you follow, not lead. It wants you small, predictable, safe. But what if the brands that are worth billions got there because they refuse to be small, refuse to be predictable, refuse to play safe? What if their marketing is a manifesto of rebellion, courage, and relentless human connection? Listen closely. These brands don't sell products. They sell futures you desperately want but haven't admitted you crave. They don't just push messages, they ignite movements. They don't chase audiences, they dismantle barriers between themselves and their people. And they aren't afraid to be different, not just in what they say, but in how deeply they understand the burning places inside their customers' souls that aren't yet spoken to. Take a breath and think, where does your marketing speak to that fierce, raw part inside your customer? Do you even know it exists? Or do you just throw the same old pitch, hoping something sticks? Billion-dollar brands never do that. They don't guess. They immerse. They obsess. They refuse to settle for surface-level data or shallow trends. They spend years mapping every fear, every hope, every secret longing that lives inside the hearts of their audience. Then they wrap those burning truths into their story like a second skin, so their customers don't just buy, they belong. They awaken the part that's been silent for too long, the part craving to break free from the mediocre, the expected, the borrowed life. Here lies the first secret: obsession with the human underneath the consumer facade. Marketing that works at this level isn't about shouting louder. It's about whispering truths no one else dares to say. And that whisper will pierce through the noise because it's real, raw, and utterly unavoidable. That's when a brand becomes a religion, a cause, an answer to a desperate question no one else is brave enough to ask. But there's more. Because billion-dollar brands don't just know who they are selling to. They relentlessly sculpt who they are. Their identity isn't borrowed from trends or chasing the competition. It's forged from their unique edge, their unshakable core beliefs that could never be watered down for mass appeal. They know that to stand out, they must first stand for something, and not the safe, surface-level, think-different nonsense, but a powerful conviction that scares most competitors away. Their marketing isn't about fitting in, but breaking through walls others haven't dared to approach. When was the last time your marketing screamed what you stand for, so loud it made even the casual look twice? When was the last time it broke a rule on purpose, not because you wanted attention, but because you believed something bigger than comfort? Billion-dollar brands make discomfort the birthplace of their genius. Their campaigns aren't crafted by committees afraid of rocking the boat. They're born from the mindset of revolutionaries willing to alienate the many to deeply connect with the few who matter. These aren't just customers. They're collaborators, co-creators, carriers of the movement's fire. This is the second secret. Bold authenticity isn't a buzzword. It's a weapon. But let's be brutally honest. This kind of marketing isn't comfortable. It's obsessive. It's risky. It demands courage that most will never summon. It requires you to shed your layers, your safety nets, your polished masks, and expose your brand's soul to judgment, rejection, and challenge. Yet, paradoxically, that vulnerability is your greatest strength. It magnetizes those who are waiting for someone exactly like you to show up. And that's where the power multiplies, because billion-dollar brands don't just build audiences, they build families. They create ecosystems of energy, emotion, and unwavering loyalty that no amount of ad spend can buy. They engineer places where customers aren't transactions. They are tribe members, empowered to embody the brand's values and amplify its message with relentless passion. The marketing channels become just the stage. The real story unfolds in the relationships built on shared purpose, relentless support, and genuine care. Here lies the third secret. Community is not an afterthought, it's the engine. Now, here's the part that cuts the deepest. You might already have some of these things. Maybe your brand has a message, some fans, maybe even a community. But what if everything you built is misaligned? What if the people you have aren't stoking your fire but quietly dimming it? What if your marketing is a lot of noise pretending to be connection, where the chaos of likes and shares isn't creating meaning but drowning your potential? Billion-dollar brands ruthlessly prune. They don't try to please everyone. They aren't polite to those who don't belong. They set walls so strong around their core that only those who truly resonate can enter. Because the secret to explosive growth isn't more, it's better. Better connections, better alignment, better energy. Imagine marketing that doesn't just speak to everyone but screams in perfect harmony to your rare few. Imagine having a network so fiercely loyal and contracted around shared fire that they become unstoppable advocates. This is the sacred gatekeeping that the biggest brands master, and they make sure their energy never leaks by trying to be all things to all people. If your marketing feels tired, scattered, or just plain empty, maybe it's because the system told you to harvest crowds instead of cultivate tribes. That's the lie that you must burn down. Finally, the last truth that billion-dollar brands teach us but hardly anyone speaks about: patience. Not the lazy kind. This is the deep, grinding patience born from an unshakable belief in the long game. Marketing that moves billions isn't a sprint. It's a relentless evolution, a constant cycle of learning, unlearning, testing, failing, and doubling down on what hits the core. These brands don't chase overnight wins because they know the market is cunning. It tests everyone. Only those willing to endure the tough growth, the lonely breakthroughs, the failures nobody sees, only those survive and thrive. So if you want to unlock the way billion-dollar brands market, you must burn your urgency down like a sacrifice to something greater than yourself. You need patience wrapped in obsession, humility wrapped in relentlessness. You need to see each campaign, each connection as a step on a ladder, not the ladder itself. Because the real game is eternity, the slow forging of a brand that doesn't just rise, it transforms the space around it, rewrites the rules, and calls others to follow. This isn't about chasing a formula or mimicking success. It's about becoming something raw, fierce, and unbreakable. A force that doesn't settle for being part of the system but dares to shatter it. Because true marketing power isn't in convincing people to buy. It's in waking the hunter inside them, the part that's been silenced by convenience, comfort, and conformity. The part desperate to break the cage and roar. So ask yourself, are you ready to stop playing small? Are you willing to abandon what feels safe for something unshakable? Will you dare to obsess over your audience in a way that burns through emptiness and delivers presence? Will you embrace discomfort like a friend and build a tribe not just of customers, but of believers so fierce they change the world? The path is harsh, the fire demanding, but the reward is not just billions in revenue, it's liberation. Liberation from the old ways of thinking, from the noise of a world that lies to you about freedom, from the chains of marketing designed to consume energy without giving any back. This is your call to become not just another brand in the mix, but a movement, an unstoppable force of rare individuals united by something larger than convenience, larger than fear, larger than the system itself. The truth is clear. Billion-dollar brands don't follow trends. They set the stage for the future. They don't seek approval. They demand transformation. They don't accept limits. They redefine what's possible. Your marketing doesn't have to be a shot in the dark anymore. It can be the arrow that lights the way, and once fired, it will change everything. So take that fire in you and fuel it with relentless precision, fearless authenticity, fierce focus, and patient defiance. This is how billion-dollar brands truly approach marketing, because they understand that in a world built on illusions, the only way to win is to become more than the system expects, to become unleashed, to become unstoppable. And the moment you decide that, nothing, not fear, not doubt, not the countless distractions, will ever hold you back again.